Hello everyone. In this lecture, we are going to discuss about SLR parsing example. So in this video, we will see how to construct SLR parsing table for this grammar. And in the next video, we will see how to do the SLR parsing for this grammar. Okay. So the first step is write the numbering of the productions. Okay. So for this grammar, there are three productions. So first one is S tends to capital letter C, capital letter C. Second one is capital C tends to small c, capital C, or terminal C, non-terminal C. Then third one is capital C tends to D. Okay, here you should be very careful for writing terminal C and non-terminal C. Okay, this is the only terminal symbol C. Other symbols are non-terminal C only. Then the second step is uh, augmented grammar. So to write the augmented grammar, for this non-terminal S, we need to introduce a new non-terminal S prime or S dash. Then this non-terminal S dash tends to the start symbol of the grammar. Yes. Okay. Suppose if C is the start symbol of the grammar, we need to write C dash tends to C. Okay. Here S is the start symbol of the grammar. So we need to write S dash tends to S. Then write all the remaining productions given in the grammar. Okay. So S tends to non-terminal C, non-terminal C. Then variable C tends to terminal C, variable C. Then variable C tends to D. Okay. Then the next step is LR of 0, canonical LR of 0 collection. So in canonical LR of 0 items, first we have to write I naught. It contains I naught to IN. Okay. So first I naught should be written with the S dash tends to yes. Okay. So we have to start with that. So S dash tends to dot yes. Okay. We need to write dot at the left end of right hand side of the production. Okay. Then we need to apply closer. Okay. So dot, if dot is followed by a variable, we need to write those productions from the augmented grammar with dot at the left end. Okay, here dot is followed by a non-terminal or variable. Yes, capital letter yes. So we have to write yes production from the augmented grammar with dot. Okay, then again dot is here in this production dot is followed by a variable C. So we need to write all the C productions from the augmented grammar with dot at the left end of right side of the production. Okay. Then in the third production, dot is followed by a terminal symbol. In the fourth also, dot is followed by terminal symbol. So no need to apply uh, closer. Okay. Then we need to do the go to. So go to I naught comma. Actually, canonical order of 0 items means it contains the set of items with the productions, and dot is at somewhere. Okay. So here our aim is to bring dot is at the end of the production. So we need to shift the dot one position to the right at each step. Okay. So here first go to of I naught comma. In first production we need to shift dot over yes. So the grammar symbol yes must be written here. Okay. I naught comma yes. So this is the new item I1. So I1 is yes dash tends to yes dot. Okay. So whenever we are doing I naught comma yes, go to of I naught comma yes means wherever dot followed by yes in I naught must be shifted. Okay. But here dot is followed by yes in only one case. Okay. So we have shifted that yes alone. Okay. Then again we need to check whether closer is possible or not. Closer means dot is followed by a variable. But here dot is at the end of the production. So item 1 contains only one production. Okay. Then the next step is go to I naught comma. In I naught we have shifted this dot. Okay. Now we need to shift this dot. So I naught comma variable C. So this is I2. So I2, S tends to capital C dot capital C. Okay, if you are shifting dot, we can shift dot to one position to the right. Okay, we cannot directly shift dot at the end. Okay, we need to shift like this. Then we need to actually we have to check dot followed by variable C in how many cases. Here only one case, so we have shifted. Okay, in some other grammar or some other example, we may have more than one productions also. So we have to deal it properly. Okay, now dot is followed by a non-terminal C. So apply closer operation. So dot is followed by a capital letter C, no? So we have to write all the C productions from the augmented grammar with dot at the left end of right side. Dot D. Okay. Now dot is followed by a terminal C, dot is followed by D. Okay, so this is over. Then again go to I naught comma uh, terminal C. So now this is I3. I3 is uh, capital letter C tends to small c dot capital C. Okay, small c dot capital C. Okay, then a small c dot followed by small c in only one case. So we have shifted here. Okay, now dot is followed by a non-terminal C. So write both the C productions from the augmented grammar with dot at the left end. Small c capital C. C tends to dot D. Then dot is followed by terminal. So item number 3 is over. Now we need to write go to I naught comma D. Okay. So first we have shifted I naught comma S, then I naught comma variable C, then I naught comma terminal C, now I naught comma D. I naught comma D is I4. So I4 is C tends to dot followed by D in only one case. So we have to shift like this. Then apply closer, but dot is not followed by any variable. So leave it. Okay. Then next one is now I naught is over. Okay. We have considered all the uh, grammar symbols. Okay. Now I1, but in I1 dot is already at the end of the production. Okay, our aim is to bring dot at the end of the production. So in I1 it is already there. Okay, so no need to do any transformation, any shifting here. Okay, now consider I2. In I2 we need to bring this dot over C. So I2 comma C. Go to I2 comma I2 comma variable C. It's I5. I5 is capital S tends to CC dot. Dot followed by variable C in only one case, that is shifted. Okay. Now apply closer, but here dot is already at the end. If dot followed by variable means we will write the uh, those variables from the augmented grammar, those productions from the augmented grammar. But here dot is at the end. So this is over. Okay. Now in I2, next symbol is C. Okay. Small letter C. So, but if I shift this, what will I get? I'll get C tends to small c dot capital C. Right. So see this. If I shift this, I'll get C tends to small c dot capital C. Then again dot is followed by capital C. So I'll write C productions from the augmented grammar. So if I shift this C, I'll get I3 again, the same item again. Okay. So no need to find the same item again and again. Okay. Then the next production is D dot D. If I shift this, I'll get C tends to D dot. Okay, that is also already written, so no need to find it. So I2 is over. Now I3. I3 is not already written. So whenever you are writing a new item, check whether it is already created or not. Okay, if it is not created already, you have to create it, otherwise you can leave it. So now I3 comma variable C. So it's I6. I6 is variable C tends to small c, capital C, dot. Okay, uh, dot followed by a variable C in only one case. So that is shifted here. Then apply closer. But here dot is at the end of the production. So no need to apply closer. So item number 6 is over. Now in I3 we need to shift this dot. Okay, this dot over terminal C. But if I do this, I'll get same I3 again, right? So if I shift this dot, I'll get capital C tends to small c dot capital C, the same item. Then since dot is followed by C, I'll get I'll write these two productions. So I'll get the same production. Okay. Then if I shift this dot, I'll get this production. So I3 is over. Then in I4, dot is already at the end. I5 also dot is already at the end. In I6 also dot is already at the end. So this is the canonical error of 0 collection. Okay, I got item number 0 to 6. Next I need to construct SLR parsing table. Okay. So in SLR parsing table, we have two sections, action table and go to table. In action table, we have to mark all the terminals. So C, D and dollar. Okay, all the terminals including dollar we have to mark. In go to table, we need to write all the variables. So here S and C. Okay, no need to write this S dash. Okay, then the rows are the canonical error of 0 items. Okay, here we have 0 to 6 items. So we need to write 0, 1, 2 up to 6. Okay, then we need to mark all the actions in the action table. Okay, so there are 4 types of actions, right? Shift, reduce, accept and error. Error action means blank entries. Okay, so first we have to mark shift action. Okay, so for writing shift action, we need to check dot followed by terminals. Okay, so here dot is followed by non-terminal, here also non-terminal. So here dot followed by terminal, and where it is reduced 0 comma C, 0 comma terminal C is reduced in item number 3, right? So in 0 and C, in 0 row C column, we have to write S3. Okay, so S3. Then dot followed by terminal D. Okay, here. So this is reduced in here. Okay, in item number 4. C tends to D dot. Okay, in the first step, C tends to C dot C. C dot C we got in item number 3. So we have written S3 here. Similarly, in 0 comma D, we need to write S4. Okay. Then in item 1 there is no dot followed by terminal, so leave it. Then in item number 2, dot followed by terminal here and it is reduced here. Okay, so 2 comma uh, terminal C will be S3. 2 comma terminal C will be S3. Okay, then 2 comma terminal D, dot followed by terminal D. So this is reduced in C tends to D dot here. Okay. So 2 comma D will be S4. 2 comma D, S4. So item number 2 over. Then in item number 3, here dot followed by non-terminal. So don't consider this. Then dot followed by terminal C. This is reduced here itself. Okay. So 3 comma terminal C will be S3. 3 comma terminal C, S3. Similarly, dot followed by D here, it is reduced here. Okay. So 3 comma D will be S4. Then 4. Here dot is at the end. Here also here. Okay. So these are the shift actions. Now we have to mark accept action. Okay. Because in only one case we will get accept. That is in the augmented grammar we have introduced one production. No. That production is finished in item number 1, means the dot is at the end of the production. Okay, so S dash tends to S dot, in which item this production appears. that row we have to consider. Okay, so S dash tends to S dot appears in item number 1. So in 1 and dollar, okay, in 1 and dollar we have to write ACC means accept. Okay, so whenever we get into this configuration, we will write accept action. Okay, so we have marked shift action and accept action. Now we will mark the reduce action. Okay, if you mark the reduce action, we need to find follow of all the non-terminals. Okay, so first we will find follow of yes. Follow of yes will be, since yes is the start symbol of the grammar, we need to write dollar. Okay, then check this grammar. Okay, don't consider this augmented grammar, consider this grammar. Okay, so here there is no yes in the right side. Okay, so follow of yes will be dollar alone. Next we need to find follow of C. Follow of C. Okay, so follow of C means uh, in three cases. Okay, so consider one by one. There are three cases. We have capital letter C. Okay, so if you consider the first C, follow of C will be first of C. Okay, so we have to find first of C also, then only we can substitute it. Okay, so what is first of C? First of C is, first of C will be first of C and first of D. Since these are the terminals, we will get C comma D. Okay, so substitute C comma D first. Okay, so in the first case, follow of C will be first of C. So I have written C and D. Okay, first case is over. In the second case, follow of C is nothing. Okay, so follow of C will be follow of yes. What is follow of yes? Dollar. So write dollar also here. Then in the third case, follow of C will be again nothing, right? There is no symbol following this capital letter C. So follow of C will be again follow of C. It doesn't make any sense. So close this. Okay. So to write the reduce action, we need the follow function. Okay. So we have to refer these two, follow of yes and follow of D. Sorry, follow of yes and follow of C. Okay, so for writing reduce action, we need to check dot is at the end of the production. Okay, from I naught we need to check all the productions. Okay, here dot is at the end, but this is the special case, and this is for accept action. We have already written, okay, in 1 comma dollar. Then here dot is at the end of the production. Okay, so in fourth row and follow of C. Okay, this symbol is C. So in fourth row and follow of C, we need to write reduce action. Okay, in fourth row, follow of C means small c, small d, dollar. Okay, terminal C, terminal D, dollar. In fourth row and C, we need to write reduce action. So R, and we need to write the production number. Actually, reduce by C tends to D. It's big, no, somewhat big. So that we have written numbering the productions here. Okay, so C tends to D. Number of this production is 3. So we have to write R3. Okay, so in 4 comma C, we need to write R3. Similarly, in 4 comma D, R3, 4 comma dollar also R3, right? Then here also dot is at the end of the production. So first check number of this production. This is R1. Okay, 1. So R1 should be entered in fifth row and follow of yes. Follow of yes is dollar. So in fifth row and dollar, we have to write R1. Then here dot is at the end of the production. The production number is 2, R2. So R2 must be written in sixth row and follow of C. So CD dollar. R2, R2, R2. Okay. So now action table is completely over. We have marked the shift action, accept action, reduce action, and all the blank entries are the error action. Whenever we are doing parsing, if we encounter in 1 comma C or 0 comma dollar, na, it will be error action. Okay, the input string is not parsed. No, successfully. That is the meaning. Okay. Now go to table. Here we need to consider non-terminal variable. Okay. Where the variable is reduced likewise. So from I naught we need to check. Here dot is followed by yes, capital letter yes. It is reduced in item number 1. Okay. So 0 comma yes we need to write 1. Similarly, 0 comma C, this is reduced here. Okay, C dot C, S tends to C dot C, 2. So 0 comma C, 2. 0 C, 2. In item number 2, dot followed by a non-terminal C, and this is reduced in item number 5, right? S tends to CC dot appears in item number 5. So in 2 comma C, we need to write 5. 2C, we have to write 5. Then dot followed by uh, terminals here. Here dot followed by non-terminal. And this is reduced in C tends to CC dot. So this is reduced in item number 6. So in 3 comma variable C, we have to write 6. 3 comma variable C, we have to write 6. Then here dot followed by terminals here and all dots are at the end of the productions. Okay, so that's all. This is our SLR parsing table. Okay, so for this grammar we have constructed SLR parsing table. In the next video we will see the SLR parsing for a given input stream. Okay, thank you.